Hi friends, my name is Ravinder Vashne and today I'm going to present a video on Windows Server 2012. So for our convenience, I have already installed Windows Server 2012 on my virtualized platform. So I'm not going to cover the installation of Windows Server 2012. So for today, I'll be covering the features that Microsoft has introduced. Not all of the features, but few of them. So let me start with the screen of Windows Server 2012. When you log in and get onto the desktop, then how does it look like? This is a desktop where you cannot find the start button. So let me scroll down and show you the start button. I'm scrolling down left bottom corner and I'm staying my mouse here. I can see the start menu here. Let me just click on here and I have got the start menu which has got Server Manager, Windows PowerShell, Computer Task Manager, Control Panel, Internet Explorer, Desktop and Administrative Tools. This is a by default start menu. And the other way to come here, of course, is to press the Windows key on the keyboard and I'll get this. No need to scroll down your mouse down to the left bottom. So let me just go back here. This is console and let's go back and let me show you that how does it look like if you get into the apps or when you are trying to search for an app here, let's say command prompt, you cannot find anything like all programs or any other menu of VMware or something like that. So for that you just need to type anything on this screen. That's it. Let's say I'm searching for notepad. Here I have got it, and if I click on the cross here, it will show me all of the apps that we have got. So all of the things are here, and if I click back on desktop, I'll get back onto the desktop. Now let's move to other things as well. Let me show you the Server Manager console here. It is currently loading up. So this is the Server Manager console that we have got, and here you can see that I have already installed file and storage services. Local server, this is the by default. All servers, this is by default. But file and storage services, this is something that I have installed on my own. Now let me show you the earlier version. The Windows 2008 and Windows 2008 R2 had the add roles and features option. Now they have merged that option and made it a single one, add roles and features. So if you are looking for a separate roles and separate features functionality, you will not be finding it here. You just need to get into add roles and features, click here, and you will get both of them. Let me show you, clicking on next. This is a role-based feature installation, and it is saying select a server from the server pool. Let's say if you have created a server pool, let's say if we have got 10 machines Windows Server 2012 in our environment, then we can have this pool. So right now I have only one machine and I have assigned an IP address here, so that's the manual IP that I have assigned, so nothing to do with this at this point of time. And here you can see all of the roles that we have got here. As I said that I have already installed file and storage services, so that was for my convenience that I did for my lab testing purpose, nothing to do with this video. And this is the roles. Clicked on next, and here are the features. So basically they have merged all of the things together. Let me cancel and let me close this thing, and let me get back to the start menu here. Now let me show you how to log off. It's pretty easy thing. I am clicking here on administrator and I can click on log or on sign out. However, you cannot find the button to shut it down. So here is the catch. You need to take your mouse to the right upper corner and a bar will appear. On this bar you need to get into settings, and here on settings you need to click on power and it will give you the option of shutdown and restart. Whatever you want, you can go for that. So this is something that I just wanted to show some basic things. Now let me just move to Active Directory installation. To have the Active Directory installation, we had our old command that was DC promo, but here we don't have the DC promo available. But let me just show you. I'm going to run and I'm typing DC promo, hitting enter, and see. Here it says Active Directory Domain Services installation wizard is located in Server Manager. So this is what. If I talk about Server Manager in 2008 and 2008 R2, Microsoft segregated the DC promotion into two steps. One step was to install the Active Directory domain services and then run the DC promo command. However, if someone is running DC promo command, then it will do two steps procedure in just one go. So bottom line, the DC promo command will run first the ADDS installation, and on top of that, it will run the DC promotion. Now, Microsoft has segregated all the way, and what they have decided that there will be no DC promo. To have the DC promo installation, I need to get into Server Manager first, click on to manage, add roles and features. Oops, it is still collecting the data. Never mind. Once again, getting into manage, add roles and features. Now it is popped up. Clicking on next, 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 and here we go. Active Directory Domain Services. So this is the particular role. Along with this role, it will have the feature Group Policy Management. Clicking on next, clicking on next. And if you want to click here, restart the destination server automatically if required. It is completely optional, and while installing ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services, it is not at all required to have this checked, because your machine will not be getting rebooted. I'm clicking on install, and it is installing right now. For the time being, I am going ahead and pausing this video for the time being, and as soon as it completes with the installation, I'll resume. So guys, we are back here and we have got this installed. So I'm clicking on close. Now you can see here it says 2 roles and server groups are only 1 and servers are total 1. Now we need to go ahead and have the DC promoted, but DC promo is no more with us. So where do we go? Here we have the notifications tab. You can click here and you can click on promote the server to a domain controller. We can do this. Otherwise, most of the time in Windows 2012 release sent this released version, we should be getting this option, but I'm not pretty much sure that why did not we get this option on its own. So I'm clicking on promote the server to a domain controller, and the events will start to have this machine as a domain controller. I'm creating a new forest, clicked on add a new forest. Let's say I'm going to this name and I'm giving Varshney. Varshney is my last name, so just for test, root domain is varshney.com. Clicking on next. So here we are. It is asking us to select the forest functional level and domain functional level. So here we can see it says 2012 release candidate and 2012 release candidate. And for the people who don't know about the FFL and DFL, over which the sysvol will replicate, let me introduce a new term for the sysvol replication. Though it is not new, but for most of the organizations, it is still new because they don't know that sysvol can replicate over DFSR. DFSR was the technology that was introduced with Windows 2003 R2, but the sysvol replication was not available with DFSR in 2003 R2. It was available from 2008. Now, here is the catch. If you have the forest functional level to 2000, 2003 or say 2003, then in that situation, your sysvol will replicate over FRS. And if you have the forest functional level and domain functional level on Windows Server 2008 R2 or Windows Server 2012, it will replicate over DFSR. But say if you have already got 2003 domain controller in your environment, so you need to have the forest functional level and domain functional level at server 2003, Windows Server 2003. Then in that situation, it will be running with FRS, and DFSR will be in just running status, nothing more. But in case if you are putting the forest functional level and domain functional level at Windows Server 2012 release candidate, then in that situation FRS will be completely ruled out for sysvol, and it will be into disabled status and will have the DFSR into action. So this is all about FRS versus DFSR. It is pretty much lengthy topic to cover, that what's the difference between FRS and DFSR, and how to move our sysvol application from FRS to DFSR. Maybe in my upcoming videos, I'll show you guys how to move the FRS sysvol application to DFSR sysvol application. So it is something else. Let me just move forward. I'm putting the DSRM password here, and let me just provide it. I've given it, clicked on next, and here it says a delegation for this DNS server cannot be created. So it is usual, so nothing to worry about it. Clicking on next. So it will give me the NetBIOS domain name. So it might take a minute or two or maybe longer to fetch it up, and that will be Vashne. So let it populate here. Here it is. I'm clicking on next. And here we have got the things: database folder, log files folder, sysvol folder. So all are intact. Clicking on next. And here is something to review your selections. You can see all of the things here. And in case if you want to script it out for PowerShell, say if you want to bring out a few of the domain controllers in your environment, so you can have the script. But this is for something to have a new forest completely, not something that if you're bringing a new domain controller in your environment, an existing environment, then this script will not work for you. It is something that if you are going to create a whole new forest, then this will work. Let's move forward. We saw the script, clicking on next. So now it is verifying prerequisites for domain controller operations. So it might take another 2 to 5 minutes, maybe with upcoming versions. I mean to say with the RTM version, will have something improved in terms of its operation, where we'll be getting all of these things verified pretty quickly. So let's wait for RTM. And here, with Windows Server 2012, uh, after the Active Directory installation, till the time it is covering up the verification, let me tell you that what all features that I'll cover. I'll show you the intelligence feature of PowerShell. I'll show you the new interesting features of DNS, which will be trust point. And apart from this, I'll show you that once again, I'll show you the start menu, that how the start menu will be getting changed after the Active Directory installation. That means after having the DC promo installed. And after that, I'll show you a very cool feature of Active Directory uh, Administrative Center. It will be really nice to know. And finally, I'll show you how to move your GUI interface of server to core, and from core back to GUI. That will be really that will be a nice feature, and you will love it. I'm sure for that. Now I'm clicking on install, and it is starting. And till the time it is doing its installation work, let me just go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll resume back. Okay guys, we are back now, and we have got the machine installed with our Active Directory domain services, and now my machine is acting as a domain controller. Let me come back here, and okay, now here you can see that I've hit the Control Alt Delete for the virtual machine, and I'm clicking on this administrator. Okay, before typing my password here, let me show you a very cool feature. I'm typing, other than anything, my password, and you can see an I here. I'm clicking on I. I'm holding my mouse left click here only. I have not released my mouse click yet, and I can see all of the characters that we have got. I'm moving out of this, and I am giving my password here and hitting enter. Okay, now I am in. So we are in here, and this is a virtualized platform, and this machine has got a little bit of RAM in comparison to other production servers, so it might take some time for other things. What we'll do here now, let me show you the start menu once again. I have clicked on the start button on my keyboard, and here you can see a few extra things like ADSI added, Active Directory users and computers, and domains and trust, all these things here. Now let me show you an interesting feature of the right click, but it holds true only for the start menu. So what is that? I'm doing a right click, and instead of getting a menu popped out of computer, see, I'm doing a right click, bingo. Here we have got all of the options. After clicking the right button of my mouse, I have got the things here on to taskbar instead of coming out as a menu. So this is another thing, and I'm clicking on properties. It will display my computer properties. As I told, it may take some time. So install RAM is 1 GB, and here is all of the things. Okay, so let's move further. So remember, I was telling you guys that we have got a very cool feature of Windows PowerShell of IntelliSense. Let me show you what is that. And apart from this, it is not necessary that to launch your applications, you need to go to start menu, because earlier you guys remember that you need to get into start administrative tools to open up all of the options like DNS, DHCP, and all sort of things. So what we can do, instead of going to start menu, we can stay in server manager, and we can click on tools, and here we'll have all of the options. Here you can see whatever we had in administrative tools, we can have all of the things right here in Server Manager tools. And let me show you the IntelliSense feature here. I'm clicking on ISE. So it is starting. So the guys who don't know about IntelliSense feature, it is something when you are typing the command, the PowerShell automatically says that this is the option. Something like autocomplete, or if someone has done Visual Basic as programming, they know this feature. So we are here. Okay, so let's say, let me type a command here. Import server manager. It's not popping up. Oh, it was doing something. Typing. Okay, now here we go. So we can see here I'm typing import, and here we can see all of the things. Now here you can see that I'm typing import minus server. Now it is giving me all these options. So this is something, a new feature with Windows PowerShell that we'll have. So this is a new thing. Let me just move out of the AD PowerShell. And remember, we talked about the DNS trust point. So let me show you that feature as well. I'm going to tools, launching up DNS. And here coming into forward lookup zones. And this is my zone varshner.com, and if I do a right click here, all the things are just like previous versions of Windows 2008 DNS, but here you can see a new feature called DNSSEC, which has another feature called Sign the Zone, and here you can see the other thing as trust point. So let me tell you that what is this technology about. So in environments that do not employ security technologies such as IPsec or HTTPS, there the DNS protocol can be vulnerable to attack due to inherent lack of authentication and integrity checking of data that is exchanged between DNS servers or provided to DNS clients. So domain name system security extensions, that is of course DNSSEC, is a suite of extensions that adds a security to the DNS protocol by providing the ability for DNS servers to validate DNS responses. So these digital these digital signatures are generated when DNSSEC is applied to a DNS zone using using a process called zone signing. So let me just show it to you. I'm clicking here and clicking on DNSSEC and clicking on sign the zone, clicking on next, and I'm choosing this option, use the default settings to sign the zone, clicking on next, next, and it is configuring signing the zone. Zone has been successfully signed. Finish. Now let's get back here and get into the properties. Here you can see that we have got all these options. Now let us move further. So when a resolver issues a DNS query for resource record in a signed zone, a digital signature is returned with response so that validation can be performed. If validation is successful, this proves that the data has not been modified or tampered with in any way. So this is how we sign the zone, and let's move to this option, trust point. If I try to expand, there is nothing, so I cannot find anything. So I'm doing a right click. Let's go to add and DNS key. So this is something, where we need to have a public key here. So if I click on DNS key, it will ask me the name and it will say the trust anchors. So what is a trust anchor? Let me define you. I cannot take you into the depth of DNS trust anchor, but still I can brief you about. Trust anchor is a pre-configured public key that is associated with a specific zone. So whatever key that I'll have here, it will be associated with the specific zone that is washington.com here. A validating DNS server must be configured with one or more trust anchors to perform validation. A trust anchor allows the DNS server to validate DNS key resource records for the corresponding zone and establish a chain of trust to child zones if these exist. If DNS server is running on a domain controller, trust anchors can be stored in the forest directory partition in Active Directory domain services. On standalone DNS servers, trust anchors are stored in a file named trustanchors.dns, but in Active Directory, it is stored within ADDS. A DNS server running Windows Server 2012 displays configured trust anchors in the DNS Manager console tree in the trust points container. As we have it here, you can see. So you can configure the trust anchors using Windows PowerShell and importing the uh, features for DNS within PowerShell, or you can use the DNS CMD as well. But right now, I don't have any public key with me, so not at all possible for me to configure this and to show it to you. But after configuring, you will have the name here, the status, type, algorithm, like what kind of algorithm it is using to sign this to decrypt and encrypt the information, valid from, valid to, last refreshed, and all these things. So let's move out of it. I know most of the people till now with 2008 R2 also, they are not using Active Directory Administrative Center. Now I'll say that people will love to use Administrative Center because it has got a very cool feature. But moving further with Administrative Center, let me go ahead and create a new user in Active Directory users and computers. Let's create it here only. I'm giving my name. So this is my first and last name, and user logon name Ravi. Clicking on next. Let me take it out and take it in, providing a password here. Clicking finish. So hey, what happened all of a sudden? Let me find it. Where has it gone? It is here in my, okay. It took some time to populate here under washne.com. Earlier it was not populating. I was thinking that where has it gone, but it is right here. My mistake. Okay, let's move further. I was showing you the feature of Administrative Tools Center. Now let us go back to Active Directory Administrative Center here. Now it is launching Active Directory Administrative Center. Taking some time. Okay, so here is the thing. You can see here all of the things that we have got. I'm clicking on Vashne, which is the domain name. Now guess what? What we have got here? Something new. Yes, it is here. Enable recycle bin. The feature which we had in Windows 2008 R2, it was completely command based, and now here we have it as a GUI. If I click on enable recycle bin and if I delete the user that I have created just now, I can go ahead and restore it back. So let's enable recycle bin, and here we have got the option. Are you sure you want to perform this action? Because once recycle bin it is enabled, we cannot disable it. We are pretty much okay with this. Clicking on OK, and it is asking us to refresh the console. Okay, now you can see that it is saying that it is grayed out. Now if I delete this user, then we can go ahead and recover it back. But till now we have not deleted anything, so it is not showing the Active Directory recycle bin. I can delete it right from here, or I can go ahead and delete it from the Server Manager console. And users and computers, I'm deleting it. So now it is gone. Let me refresh the console. And here we can see this deleted objects. Bingo. Here we can have, we can see that we have got Ravinder Vashne, which is actually deleted, and it says it was deleted at this particular time and date. And we can have summary as well. Now, if I do a right click, it can say restore to locate parent, and we can have, of course, properties as well. It will tell us that what are the properties that we have got for this user. Nothing found, or we can click on more information. Here we have got the more information. The original one, the USN number, you can see the original one is 12794 and the current one is 12804. So I clicked on cancel, doing a right click and clicking on restore. Now it is moved out. Going back to Server Manager, Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers, I hope it should be able to come there as soon as it opened up. Yes, it is there. So it is back here. Now we are moving to the last part of our today's video, that is to convert the GUI installation into server core and server core into GUI. So I closed, or better I should not close it. Let me Oh, it is taking some time. Unfortunately, I closed. Okay, it is still opened up. Oh no, it was really closed. Once again, getting back to server manager. Taking some time. Okay, now it is here. Let's say get into the Windows PowerShell. It will take some time. So once again, let me tell you that we are going to remove the GUI feature and we are converting this machine into server core. So for that, the command is uninstall. I'm sorry, I'm bad at typing. Uninstall minus Windows feature server minus GUI minus mgmt minus infra minus restart. Hitting enter. So it will automatically do the things and it will reboot my machine. So it is doing the removal of GUI feature and it says start removal. And trust me, remove the GUI and converting it into server core, it's damn easy because you just need to run this command. But to convert it back into GUI, it takes hell lot of time, and you know, it it's a kind of pain which you guys really don't want to take. But in case if you guys want to do it just for fun purpose, then you can do it. It seems that it will take some time from here on, so let me pause the recording and I'll resume back. So guys, we are back here and I'm getting back onto the screen, hitting Control Alt Insert, clicking on Vashne Administrator, passing on my password. See here, we are directly into command prompt here. Let me show you where we are. It says Vashne Administrator, so we saw the same thing back on login screen. And let's get into PowerShell. Fine enough, and I'm importing the module for Active Directory. It's pretty easy out. Import minus module Active Directory, hitting enter, and it has loaded it for me. So let me get into Active Directory. It's pretty simple. I'm clicking on, oh sorry, I'm typing cd 80 because it is here as 80 and hitting enter. You can see if I do dir, I have got Vashne as my domain DNS, that is vashne.com, DC Vashne DC.com configuration partition. It says configuration, schema, domain DNS zones, forest DNS zones, and everything. Let me get back here and show you, oh, my mistake. I was thinking to type CLS. Okay, so let me show you how to get back to the GUI prompt. To get into GUI prompt, first we need to have a folder which we can create and that is for to mount the Windows imaging file, that is WIM. And let me show you another thing. PowerShell, most of the guys know this thing, that if you are typing CLS or clear screen, both of the things work same way. So we are here. Now let me create a folder, say GUI. It is created. Now we need to know that which particular GUI image we need to have it on server core. So we need to determine basically the index number of that particular GUI image, like is it data center or is it enterprise or is it standard version or something like that. In order to determine that, we need to type in the command dism slash get minus wim info slash wim file and the drive D in this case, because I have got the ISO file in D drive, sources, and install.wim, hitting enter. So see here, we have got different options, that Windows Server 8 Beta Server Standard Core 1, Index 2 says Server Standard, Index 3 says Server Data Center Core, and Index 4 says Server Data Center. So we need to proceed further with Index 4 because we need to have the GUI back of data center. So this is a three-step procedure. What we have got, we have already executed the 2 steps. Now the final step is install minus Windows feature server minus GUI minus mgmt minus infra comma server minus GUI minus shell minus restart minus source C:, and remember we gave the name as GUI, so we will put here C drive GUI Windows Win SXS. Oh, it's a tongue twister. SXS. Oh, now I can pronounce it, and hitting enter. Says it is collecting data. So it will be doing it. And till the time it is coming back to GUI feature, I'm going to pause the video recording. Clicked on sound. I'm lost, guys. Finally I'm back, clicking on. Okay guys, we are back, and I'm trying to get into console here. Putting in my password, hitting enter, and we are in. Taking a little bit long time to fetch up all of the things, and remember I have got low RAM, so the performance is slow. Anyhow, we are back here, and till that time it is doing all of its stuff. Let me show you that everything is intact, and whatever we had done means removing GUI and moving to server core, and then took away the server core feature and installed the GUI. So all of the things are here, and whatever users and Active Directory thing I installed, everything is still here. So that was just the thing where we uninstalled the GUI feature and brought it back. That's it. This concludes the session for today, and I'm done. Here is the information about me. I'm Ravindra Vashne, and if you guys have got any questions, you can send an email to me on rs_vashne@yahoo.com. And stay tuned because I'll come up with few more videos in the future. Thank you. Thank you for watching me.